Imagine, a hacker opens their laptop, connects to the internet, and manages to exploit a vulnerability in a third-party IoT voltage sensor. That little sensor is now a gateway into your neighborhood's entire power grid.
What if it could be different?
We are Unstructured Infrastructure.
This is M.I.D.A.S,
a malicious intrusion detection and analysis system.
IoT devices such as security camera, voltage sensor, and water quality sensor. There are more than 30 billion devices connected to the internet around the world. Cybersecurity is still not a main priority for manufacturer of these devices. For example, they don't update the system of these devices. Over the past few years, professionals in the field have demonstrated that hacked IoT devices can be easily in the system, insecure system. In 2016, Philip Light allowed ethical hacker to not only control the devices themselves, but also control the local network. IoT devices can be involved in major DDoS attack.
As we were developing the design requirements for our solution, we focused on two main elements comprising threats to critical infrastructure: intent and capability of the adversary. If our goal is to reduce the risk of cyber attacks, we must require that adversaries be more capable by making our networks a more difficult target, and therefore reducing vulnerabilities. Similarly, if our goal is to diminish a potential attacker's will or intent to hack a network through an IoT device, we must focus on reducing the potential consequences of a hacker gaining control over one. Of course, with any engineering project, cost effectiveness, difficulty of implementation, and future viability should be considered as part of the value proposition. Our team's view is that we cannot prevent every cyber attack, especially in cases where infrastructure relies upon vulnerable third-party devices. So we have to focus upon mitigation and containment of risk in the event that these devices are compromised.
Here we see the flow of events we saw in our introduction, such allowing a hacker to exploit weaknesses in a company's security measures. It is not reasonable to assume every third-party sensor, device, IoT manufacturer, or even a majority will have a reliable security system. This is where M.I.D.A.S comes in, focusing on detection and mitigation, even en route to the device. Now, as the IoT device sends its signal to M.I.D.A.S, it will be pinged back to confirm that such is the last signal it sent out and no man-in-the-middle attack has occurred. Then, the data can pass into M.I.D.A.S.
So what is M.I.D.A.S? In short, M.I.D.A.S is a specialized network device designed to segment away and monitor your vulnerable IoT devices, mitigating the threat posed by IoT breaches.
Okay, so basically, the M.I.D.A.S system has an outer firewall that prevents any basic malware and malicious data from being breached. It also reduces the risk of being hacked by any external systems. Okay, after that, the next step is that the incoming IoT data will be cross-checked during the transfer of data from the device to M.I.D.A.S and make sure that none of the data was modified during that time. This will help prevent any man-in-the-middle attacks. Next, the data will go through a multitude of checks that will measure the data type, its size, and along with that, the time interval of which the M.I.D.A.S received the data, and this information will be rechecked with previous recorded data, and only then, if everything is okay, will M.I.D.A.S send it along to the next step. Lastly, before the data is allowed to pass through, we will have two honeypot systems. The first of which is designed to be a specific decoy of the IoT device that is being checked. So, for example, if you take the Philips incident, where one of these hackers took control of the entire wing because of hacking one light bulb, this can be the first bait to prevent that. The second bait will be a general purpose system bait to mock any PC to attack any attacks that it made in the past. And if any of these two honeypots are tampered with or something in their code changes, M.I.D.A.S will immediately stop the information from coming into the system and will alert the administrators.
Finally, the device will be accessible through a computer. In the user interface, you'll be able to set individual device privileges, monitor the data collected by the M.I.D.A.S device, and receive alert notifications.
IoT devices are a weak point in your network security. Why not protect them?